Hello everyone and welcome to another lab. Today we should be doing, let's see, lab number 6.2.3.8 6.2.3.8 and that should be let's see, the name of the lab. I'll tell you, it's in the troubleshooting the VLANs and trunks. Okay, troubleshooting a VLAN implementation scenario 2. So let's see, teaching screen. Okay, now you can see. Okay, so we have 6.2.3.8 screen open, so you know how to do that. I am going to open both screens. One is our instruction and the other one is the topology. So let's open up both screens. Okay, so now I have both of them opened and I will go slow to make sure whoever is doing live with me together, you are able to, you have a little bit time to open up the screen and follow me. And in the meantime, I'm going to just look at the, while I allow you the time to open up the two windows, I'm going to read the instruction. Okay, packet tracer, troubleshooting a VLAN implementation scenario 2. First, we have an addressing table. What it shows, the three switches S1, S2 and S3 and their management interface of VLAN 56. That's a virtual interface. On that interface, there is IP address for them and subnet mask. That's for all three switches. Okay, they are different range of IP and different IP address, and but the same, of course, same subnet mask. They belong to the same subnet. So 192.168.56.11, 12 and 13, these are the three switches. They all belong to the same subnet, all those three, because that's the management VLAN. They belong to the one VLAN, that's VLAN 56. Since all of them belong to same VLAN, VLAN 56, that's why they have the same range of IP. They belong to the same segment. Okay, as opposed to if you look at the PC1, PC2, PC3, they belong to separate VLANs. That's why one has .10, .21, one has .20, one has .30. So VLAN 10, VLAN 20, VLAN 30. So PC1, PC2, PC3, these three PCs belong to three separate VLANs. Therefore, they have three separate range of IP address. And same with PC 4, 5 and 6, they have separate range of IP, .10, .20 and .30. However, if you see more closely, PC1 has .10 and PC4 has .10. So PC1 and PC4, they belong to the same VLAN. And PC2 and PC5 belong to the same VLAN. PC3 and PC6 belong to the same VLAN. Okay? And here it shows one more table, VLAN and port assignments. Port number on the switches, port number F1, fast Ethernet 1 to fast Ethernet 5 should be assigned to VLAN 56. Port number 6 to 10 VLAN 30. 11 to 17 VLAN 10, 18 to 24 VLAN 20. So the switch ports will be assigned to different VLANs, and the switches, they would be connecting to separate networks. VLAN 56, that has .56 network IP address range. So anything that belongs to VLAN 56, they are going to have this range of IP. Okay, and you can see that right here. They all, again, all these three switches belong to the same VLAN, VLAN 56. That's why they all have the same .56 IP. I hope that now it's clear, because I repeated from different angles, okay, for you to understand. Now, VLAN 30, that one has .30 IP, VLAN 10 has .10 IP, and VLAN 20 has .20 IP. Okay. Objective. So what are we exactly doing in this one? Here is what we want to do. Find and correct the network errors. So this network has some errors. document the corrections to the network, implement solutions, and test connectivity. So we need to actually document what to do, but this is the instruction screen, so I can't type here. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the other screen. I'm in this 6.2.3.8 in the NetAcad course. We already opened up this file pka. Okay, now I'm going to open this other file, instruction. So let me open up this file, instruction file. Now this is a PDF file and I should be able to type in on this one. Okay, so let's see if we make it a smaller window. So we're going to follow instruction from this one so we can type in everything in here. Okay, maybe I can make it a little bit bigger for you to see better. Okay. Okay, so the same thing here except okay. Background in this activity, so be sure to open up this PDF file first. Okay, so we can type in here and do our documentation. Okay, in this activity you will troubleshoot. Close that. Okay, a misconfigured VLAN environment. The initial network has errors. Your objective is to locate and correct the errors in the configurations and establish end-to-end connectivity. Your final configuration should match the topology diagram and addressing table. The native VLAN for this topology is VLAN 56. Okay. Discover and document issues in the network. So first we have to find out what is wrong and we have to document what is the problem and what solution we need to implement. We need to document that. We need to write that up first. Then we're going to go ahead and do that. Use the topology. So here's our topology. We look at exactly how they are everything connected, shows which port they are connected to each other. Fine. Then addressing table. We do have an addressing table on the top, shows all the IP addressing. We have that. VLAN and port assignment table. So here is our VLAN and port assignment table. I need to consult this table too to check whether anything is misconfigured, wrongly configured in any of the switches. Okay, and then table and your knowledge of VLANs and trunking to discover issues in the network. So we're going to discover what's wrong. Complete the documentation table listing, listing the problems you discovered and potential solutions. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to check the IP addressing at the very end. Okay, whether IP addressing is correct on the PCs. First, I'm going to start on the VLANs, go to the switches and see if there is anything wrong with the switches to begin with. After that, when we do our part 2, in part 2 we're going to do implement the solution and test connectivity. Verify PCs on the same VLAN can now ping each other. So after we correct whatever is wrong in the switches, then we're going to go ahead and try to ping from one PC to another PC on the same VLAN, because there is no router. So I won't be able to ping from one VLAN to another VLAN. I couldn't do that. Then routing is needed for that. So there is no router here, but within the same VLAN I should be able to ping once it's configured correctly. So I'm going to do that after I implement the solutions on the switches. And still, if the PCs could not ping each other, then I'm going to go check their IP addressing. So I'm not going for the PCs checking their IP addressing yet. Okay, so let's go ahead and start checking on from the S1. By looking at the S1, what do you think here it should be? By looking at the S1, these two ports, gigabit 01 and gigabit 02, they should be trunk ports. They should be trunk ports because all the VLANs, PC 1, 2, 3, all of them should go through eventually this port, through this switch. So S1, gigabit 01 and gigabit 02 both should be trunking ports, where trunk port means a kind of port through which all VLANs should pass. Okay, more than one VLAN should pass. So, and of course all the VLANs should be configured into all the switches. On the switch S1, I do not need to assign all the ports to different VLAN, because no VLANs are connected in here. No PCs are connected in here. All the VLANs, all the PCs are connected here on the S2 and S3. But S1 again should have the 2 port gigabit 01 and gigabit 02 as trunk ports. But all the VLANs should be created in here. So let's check S1. So I'm going into the S1. Here I am. Make a little bigger. Okay. Okay. So okay. S1, don't be hidden, S1. Okay, go to the CLI. Okay, here we get a message already. Let's see, what is the message? Native VLAN mismatch. Native VLAN mismatch discovered on Gigabit Ethernet 02 with S3. So with S3 switch port, S3's Gigabit 02 port, there is a native VLAN mismatch. Native VLAN should be 56. Maybe a different native VLAN is now assigned. So there's a mistake, there's an error right there. I can see that. So let's go, we keep that in mind. Let's go, I'm in the S1. Okay, I'm in the S1. I'm going to go type enable, en. I'm in the enable mode. I can type a few things. I would type show VLAN brief. Show VLAN BRIEF, show VLAN brief. And here I am looking at the VLANs. I'm going to go ahead and make it wider so I can see more easily. Here I see VLAN 1 and all the ports are assigned to VLAN 1. Where is my Gigabit 01 and Gigabit 02? Gigabit 01, 02 are not here, which is a good thing. Which is a good thing. Gigabit 01 and 02 should not be on the VLAN 1 because they should be trunk ports. They should not be assigned to VLAN 1. But what are my other VLANs? VLAN 10, VLAN 30, VLAN 56, those things are not there. So the VLANs have not been created on this one. Let's check about the trunk port on this one. I would type show, 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 interfaces INT, say tab, interfaces trunk, TR, tab, and see trunk situation. What do I see? Yes, Gigabit 01 and Gigabit 02, they are assigned as trunk ports. Okay, 802.1q, good, trunking, good, but they are still on native VLAN. Native VLAN is still assigned as 1. Native VLAN should be 56. So I have to correct those two things that I already have seen. So far, I have seen that number 1, no VLAN, VLAN 10, 20, 30, 56 have not been created in here. I need to create them. And the native VLAN should be 56, VLAN 56 should be assigned as the native VLAN on the trunk. And only right now VLAN 1 is. So we need to correct that. So let's document here. Write the problem on the S1. S1, what's wrong with S1? No VLANs have been created. That's one problem. Another is native VLAN is assigned. Native VLAN is VLAN 1. Native VLAN is remaining because by default that's what it is, that remaining as VLAN 1. It should not be. That's the default. Nobody has gone and changed it. So I'm going to go ahead and change it. So what do I need to do? What is the solution? So create all the VLANs. That's one thing I have to do. Create all the VLANs. That's number 1. And then number 2 should be assign VLAN 56 as the native VLAN. Okay, this is what I need to do. So those two things we found here in the S1. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and so we checked just the VLAN configuration and trunk configuration, nothing else. So let's go ahead and go to the another one, S1. S1 we already have gone. Let's go to the S2. So S2, what it should have on the S2 gigabit 01, that port should be assigned as a trunk port also, and F11 should be on VLAN, whatever the VLAN table here, according to that all the ports should be assigned in there, all these VLANs should be there. So let's see what's happening. S2, okay, already blocking gigabit Ethernet 01 on VLAN 56, inconsistent port type, received 802.1q BPDU on non-trunk. So that looks like the gigabit 01 has not been assigned as a trunk, most likely. Let's check. Enable en, enter, show VLAN brief, BRIEF. Okay, here I am. Let's see, let's look at the port configurations. Excuse me. So now let's look at here in this table. I can make it wider just to check it properly. VLAN 10, okay, VLAN 1 default active gigabit 01 and 02. Okay, now right here I can see gigabit 01 should be assigned as a trunk port. It should not be assigned to VLAN 1. The trunk port should accommodate all the VLANs. So gigabit 01 should not show up in here as assigned to VLAN 1. That's the one problem I found. That gigabit 01 is not made as a trunk port. Okay, now VLAN 10, what ports are there? Port 11 to 17. Okay, let's see. Port 11 to 17, VLAN 10. So good, that part is good. VLAN 20, that's port 18 to 24. Okay, VLAN 20, port 18 to 24, good. VLAN 30, port number 6 to 10. VLAN 30, port number 6 to 10, good. And VLAN 56 should have 1 to 5. VLAN 56, management and native, okay, 1 to 5, good, that's also good. So port assignments are correct, except the trunk port is not configured. Also, let's check show interfaces trunk, that command. Show interfaces, I'm going to do the tab so you can actually see, and then tr tab, show interfaces trunk, enter. Shows nothing in there. Okay, so that tells us that the trunk has not been configured. Okay, also one more thing I can show you. If I go to show run, SHOW, show run, another way to do it, show run, there I will have that gigabit Ethernet 01 port. Let me show you. I'm doing spacebar, gigabit 01, Swiss port trunk native VLAN 56. That command has been issued. However, Swiss port mode remaining access. Swiss port mode should not be access, should be trunk. So it has not been configured as a trunk. Okay, so I found the then problem. Two problems I found. So far, I found actually one problem I found here, that the gigabit 01 has not been configured as a trunk port. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that right here. Gigabit, I'm going to write down right here, Swiss 2 on S2. In the documentation, I'm going to write down what is the problem. Problem is Oh, S2. S2. The problem is that gigabit 01 port has not been configured as a trunk port. That is the problem. What is the solution? Well, configure it as trunk port. Configure gigabit 01 as a trunk port. Okay, so that's one thing I found so far wrong with S2. Okay, let's go for S3. So I'm going to go into the S3 and see what's going wrong in here. CLI, okay, native VLAN mismatch discovered on gigabit 02. Okay, so looking at the topology right here, looking at the topology, S3, I know that gigabit 02 should be trunk port. Gigabit 02, it is connected to S1's gigabit 02 port, and all other VLANs ports should be assigned according to the table. So let's check that, let's verify that. So VLAN mismatch discovered. Yeah, we will make sure that we assign the 56 as the native VLAN on S1. We'll do that. We see that S1's port has been misconfigured. Okay, so now enter. I'm going to go to the enable mode, en. Okay, show VLAN brief, BRIEF, show VLAN brief, and let's check the port assignments and VLANs and all those. Okay, so far, oh, bad. I can see the gigabit 02 is not here. That probably has been assigned as a trunk port, which is a good thing. Gigabit 02 should not be here. It should be assigned as a trunk port. But look at all the ports right now other than the gigabit 02 has been assigned to VLAN 1. No, they should be, some ports should be assigned on the VLAN 10, some on VLAN 20 and 30 and 56. So let's go ahead and write that as a problem. Okay, that ports have not been assigned to the appropriate VLANs. And let's see, what about the trunking? Let's look at the trunk. Show interface trunk, tr tab, show interfaces trunk, enter. Here I see gigabit 02 has been configured as the trunk port, and proper VLAN, native VLAN 656 has been assigned as the native. So good. Trunking is okay on this S3. So what is the problem that we found so far? The ports have not been assigned to the correct VLANs. Okay, so let's write that down on S3. On S3, Swiss ports have not been assigned to the correct VLANs. Okay, that's the problem. So what do we need to do? Well, assign the ports to the correct VLANs. Okay, so far in these 3 switches we found these problems. Let us correct these problems, and then we're going to try to ping from one PC to another PC within the same VLAN and see whether that has everything is solved. And we're going to also look at our point, how many points we get. If we get all the points, we'll be thinking that it was kind of done. It is done. Okay, so let's do one by one. So first one is on S1. Let's go ahead and do what we need to do. Okay, S1 right here. Here I am. Already I'm seeing that native VLAN is mismatching in here. I'll fix that. So 2 things I have to do. Create all the VLANs. I'll do that. And assign VLAN 56 as the native VLAN. Okay, these are the 2 things. So let's do first one. Create all the VLANs. So I'm in the S1, and I'm going to type enable Okay, then config, config, config T, enter. I'm in the global configuration mode. Now, how do I assign the ports? I need to have those ports. I need to select those ports. First of all, I do have the VLANs. Okay, no, I have not. Sorry, in the S1 create all the VLANs. So VLANs have not been created. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so let's create the VLANs. Okay, in S1 I'm going to create the VLANs. I'm in the config mode. Just type VLAN, VLAN. Typing is not good. Okay, VLAN. Let's do all these VLANs right here. VLAN 56. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and create that one. VLAN 56. VLAN 56 has been created. Enter. Okay, what is the name of it? I'm going to type name, NAME, name. Name would be management and native. Make sure to write exactly the way the letters that are capital and no space in between. Make sure all of those. Okay, type it correctly. Okay, so or I could even copy from here and paste here that. Okay, so name is done. Okay, I have to press enter. So now, VLAN 56 has been created. Then I'm going to type VLAN 30. So VLAN 30. VLAN 30 is created. Name. VLAN 30's name should be guest default. Just exactly making sure that the way, no space, capitalized, whatever letter, make sure you do that way. So I'm going to go ahead and actually copy it. Name and paste here, enter. Okay. Then we have VLAN 20. VLAN 10. VLAN 10 would be faculty staff. Name faculty staff. I can type up or I can just copy. Control C and right here NAME name, paste. Okay, done. And then VLAN 20 now, VLAN 20, and then name would be students. Copy and name, paste, enter. Good. So have done that part. All the VLANs are created now. And then one more thing I have to do, remember that trunking on the trunk port gigabit 02. Gigabit 02 is the trunk port, but I have to assign VLAN 56 as the native VLAN. So that mismatch is still giving me the message. All on, it's continuously telling me that, hey, mismatch. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to be out of here, exit, EXIT, exit. Then which port do I need to go to? Gigabit 02. So I'm going to type interface gigabit 02. INT tab gigabit 0/2. I'm in that interface. I'm going to type Swiss port, then trunk, 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 N tab native, V tab VLAN 56. Enter. That's it. Now I have this was my command right here. Swiss port, trunk, native VLAN 56. As I typed that, now it shows port consistency restored. Port consistency restored. Good. So looks like we fixed that. Okay. So now I'm going to type end. Okay. So I'm back into the privileged exec mode. Let's do the show command just to make sure. Show VLAN brief, BRIEF. Now let's check what situation we are in. Okay, now I have these VLANs, VLAN 10, 20, 30. I created all of these. Okay, So they are all in good shape now. These VLANs did not exist before. And gigabit 0, 1 and 2 is not in here. They're already trunk port. I'm gonna not check the trunk now. Show interfaces int tab trunk trunk tab, just tr tab, enter. Look at the trunk now in the S1. Gigabit 0, 1 and 0, 2, they are trunk. And oh, I see, on gigabit 0, 2 I have the native VLAN 56. Gigabit 0, 1 I also need to put native VLAN 56. Okay, so I need to do that as well. Okay, let me do that. Also do the same on the gigabit 0, 1. So type config t, go to the config mode, then type interface, okay, gigabit g tab 0/1. In that interface too, I need to do the same mismatch. I need to fix it. Okay, so it shows native VLAN 1, native VLAN should be 56. So I need to type Swiss port SWI, just do tab Swiss port, then trunk tr tab n tab v tab, so native VLAN, and 56. Done that part. Okay, now I think I have done all of it. Now looks like native VLAN mismatch discovered on gigabit Ethernet 01, who is okay, that's fine. I'm not, at least on this switch I have done it. There must be a mismatch because the other part, other switch with switch S2, there must be a problem. We're going to check on the S2. That's fine. So let me press end, type END, and then go show trunk, show interfaces trunk, int tab tr tab, show interfaces trunk, enter. Now I can see both gigabit 01 and 02 have trunking and 56 as the native. Good. So S1 is done. I have made sure the native VLANs are 56 and I created all the VLANs. Now on this native VLAN I have this VLAN 1, 10, 20, 30, 56, all of them are going through the native, going through the trunk port. Good. Let's go to gigabit, switch number S2. Okay, so here is my S2. Okay, S2, the native VLAN mismatch started. Okay, S2, what do I need to do? Let's see what was the problem. S2, gigabit 01 port has not been configured as a trunk port, so we need to configure gigabit 01 as a trunk port. Okay, so let's do that. So we need to straight go to the gigabit 01, S2, enable, and then config t. Okay, and let's see, we type the interface int g tab gigabit Ethernet 0/1, enter. So gigabit 01 is now selected. I'm going to type Swiss port mode trunk. Instead of access, I'm going to put trunk, enter. Now I made it as a trunk port. Okay, I do not know whether the 56 has been assigned as the native or not. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to type Swiss port. Even if it was done, fine, I can type this command. That's not no worries. Swiss port trunk native VLAN 56, just to make sure. Okay, so I assigned this Swiss ports mode as trunk right here, and I also assigned 56 as the native VLAN. So trunk is configured properly on S2. Okay, I'm going to type end, and double check everything in there here now. Show command, show interfaces int tab trunk, enter. Now let's see what we see. In the S2, gigabit 01 is assigned as a trunk port and native VLAN is 56. Good, trunking is good on the S2 now. What VLANs are allowed? Gigabit on 01 trunk port, VLAN 1, 10, 30, 20, 56, all of them. Good. So that has been done. And let's see what is our point. If I go to the instruction page, instruction window, it's going to tell us right now so far we have 46 point out of 70. Okay, this was our instruction window. So I'm gonna go back here on the S3. Now what do I need to do in S3? Switch ports have not been assigned to the correct VLANs, so we need to assign the ports to the correct VLANs. Okay, let's go to S3. Okay, enable, and then config T. Okay, so now I need to check the port addressing table. Okay, right here I'm in the config mode. So let's see which ports I need to select. Here is my port assignment table. Port 1 to 5 goes to VLAN 56. Okay, let's do that. Port 1 to 5. So I'm going to type interface int tab range. Just type R tab range. See, interface range should be fast Ethernet 1 to 5. Fast Ethernet 1 hyphen 5. So this whole range 1 to 5, all of them will be selected all at once. Enter. Okay, range has been selected. Now I'm going to type switch port access VLAN. I'm going to type switch port mode access. That's a good thing to do. So it will be, these are not trunk ports, they are all access ports. Okay, switch port mode access, enter. Then I type switch port access ACC tab VLAN VL. So this one 1 to 5 goes to VLAN 56. So I'm going to type VLAN 56, enter. There you are. So that range is done. Okay, exit. Now then switch port, the range should be 6 to 10. Okay, I'll do that. Then interface range fast Ethernet 6 to 10 F0 6 10. Okay, that will be VLAN 30. Okay, enter. I'm going to type switch port mode access, enter. Then I'm going to type switch port access VLAN 30. Okay, this time I'm going to type exit. Okay, now these two between 11 and 17 and 18 to 24, let me use the up arrow keys so I don't have to type up all of those things. Okay, I'm going to do interface range. Just on my keyboard I'm going to press the up arrow key. So since those kind of commands I already had typed up just a minute ago, so up arrow, up arrow, up arrow, up arrow. See, interface range. So now backspace, make sure I'm going to type this one now. Fast Ethernet 11 to 17. That's all I have to do. So here Fast Ethernet 11 to 17. Just change a little bit and press enter. Now switch port mode access, just up arrow key, up arrow, up arrow, up arrow, switch port mode access, enter. Now VLAN should be 10, up arrow, up arrow, up arrow, up arrow. Okay, switch port access VLAN 30, no, should be 10. Change it to 10, make sure, enter. That part is done. Now I'm going to do this one, switch port range F18 to 24. That one should be VLAN 20. Okay, so again exit. I'm going to do even up arrow key with exit. Exit also right there, exit, enter. Okay, now again up arrow to select the range interface. Interface, see interface range, but I have to change it to 18 to 24. 18 to 24. And switch port mode access should be up arrow key, switch port mode access, enter. Then should be switch port access VLAN 10, no, should be changed to 20 on this one, 20, enter. Okay, so these are my commands. You can either type up or you can use the up arrow key, is up to you. but anyway, as long as you type these right commands, you'll be okay. Okay, so I'm done with that. So all the ports now have been assigned. That was the only thing I guess I had to do on the S3, assign the ports to the correct VLANs. Okay, I have done it. Now let me go and check my points, how many points I have accrued so far. So go to instruction window, already done. Completion 70/70. Once I see this point 70/70, I know that it is actually done deal. But I'm going to check, I'm going to go to the part 2. Implement the solution and test connectivity. I have already implemented the solution. Verify PCs on the same VLAN can now ping each other. Okay. If not, continue troubleshoot. Okay. So let's go. Check. So my point is done. I believe that my lab is done, but I'm going to go here and ping. I'm going to go to the PC1 and ping the PC4 because they're in the same VLAN. Or I could go to the PC2 and PC5, they're in the same VLAN. Let me go to the PC2 and ping the PC5. Okay. PC2, desktop, command prompt, ping ping, and PC5. PC5 is right here, 192.168.20.25. Okay, I'm going to copy from here, Control C, or I could just type up and right mouse click here and paste. Okay, getting reply. So it should be all good because I got the all 70/70 points. So I hope that this helped you. This lab has helped you, and let's see. Yeah, that's all basically. Okay, so at this point, as long as you see that this 70, if your point is 70, you're good to go. But be sure for this lab, 2 things that you need to do. You need to, this is the instruction window, but this other window, the PDF file, I want you to save this PDF file. How to save it? Remember, this PDF file, if you save it, all the things that you wrote down here, they are not going to be saved. Be absolutely sure this is not going to save it, my friends. So what you do, go to print, click on print, and then in the print you type the printer as save as a PDF. That's the printer you select, and then you click on save, and I'm going to save it in my right kind of my flash drive, and click on save. That saves my PDF file. Then I also have to save this file, the packet tracer file, and then save as you always do, you know that, and save in the right place also. Richland College, Spring. Okay, I have my right location. No, not that. Maybe that's, you save it to whatever location that you need to save. You know, I'm saving into my own locations. Okay, okay, good, there you are. Okay, that's it. So, and be sure to upload for this one, be sure to upload both files, the PKA file, packet tracer file, and also you save the PDF file as well, and you need to upload, submit both of them for this lab. Okay, I hope that it helped you, and this, see you again, maybe, let's see what time it is, 1:16. I'll see you at 2 o'clock, and on 2 o'clock again for the next lab. Okay, so until then, just be safe and take some break, take some rest, and that's all I can tell you, and have a good day.